Kind of a gloomy Saturday as we get ready for this storm to roll in. Going to rain a lot tonight, and then it's going to be cold in the morning. Nothing like what the rest of the country gets, but it'll be cold enough. And check this out. See Chinkapin over there? Chinkapin was a free mystery chicken that I got the last time I bought meat chicks from McMurray Hatchery. They have this little checkbox on their website where you can say, yeah, give me a free mystery chick. And stupid me, I assumed that when you're ordering 15 or 20 meat chickens, the mystery chick would be a meat chicken. But no, it was that, I don't know if you say it, koken? Anyway, I raised them with the meat chicks until it was time for slaughter, and then I moved them in with the others, and Chinkapin had a hard time getting adjusted. She was picked on and everything, and still is picked on. The problem with that is it turns out Chinkapin is a boy. Chinkapin is a rooster. Big old thing. And and he's like the cowardly lion of chickens. I mean, look how big he is compared to the others, and yet they run him around like it's nobody's business. Been arguing with my wife over whether or not he actually was a rooster until the other day when he started crowing. Look at that. Is that not sad? Talk about henpecked. Anyway, never had a rooster before. Didn't want one, or at least my wife didn't, because she grew up with chickens, and I think she still has a scar on her leg from a rooster. But anyway, we got him, and I'll admit I kind of like hearing him crow, even though he's not that good at it yet. I just hope he figures out how big he is and what sex he is and starts showing the girls what's for, because I hate seeing him bullied the way he is. But that is not what this video is about. What this video is about is I've been working on some of my preps for my upcoming hunting trip. Worked on some maps, and if you're one of my five faithful, you know that this year we're going to be doing some mapping. We're actually going into an area across the river here that has never, or has not been hunted in like 19 years. So that's going to be very interesting. So I've got this map. This is the map from last time, but I went ahead and actually ordered the USGS maps so that I could use the protractor and the compass and the GPS correctly. So this is to scale. This isn't to scale. This is just something I created on the computer, and it's great. It's a good little map, but it's not to scale. And this one is. So this way, and there's the scale right there. This way I'll be able to use this. And let me quickly talk about, I've made a video long ago in the past about do-it-yourself lamination. All this is shelf liner, clear shelf liner that you can get from Walmart or any store like that. And you just be real careful, and you use a credit card to smooth it down as you put it together. And it's laminated on both sides. And it may not stand up to military lamination standards, but although I did use shelf liner back in the day, if I had a map that wasn't already laminated or treated in some way. But this will more than stand up to what I need. And one thing you notice, I tend to curve my corners. I have found that it's the corners where lamination tends to start pulling apart. If you do a good job and you get the bubbles out, that's where it starts coming apart, if it does at all. So I've started curving my corners with a pair of scissors, and I haven't seen that happen since then. So take that for what you will. But anyway, that's the area we're going to be hunting. And although this is very close to scale, it's just not quite. And that's why I've got this second map, because I know this is actually to scale. These are actual maps I ordered from the USGS. And I had to piece two of them together. That's why it looks so funky. But what I really wanted to talk about was tactical battery storage. Now, there's some companies that make some incredible battery storage devices for tactical purposes, but they're very expensive, and you know I'm cheap. Well, these things you can get off Amazon. I think I got these things for 8 or 10 for 11 bucks. So you can get them really, really cheap, and they're pretty good. They're not waterproof or anything like that, but and they don't hook onto MOLLE or anything like that. Although they do seem to have some sort of ability to hook onto something. I'm not sure what. But I get them because they're cheap and they work. And you throw them into a pouch or a pack, and I've never had a problem with them failing. I've never had a top come off. But what they do is they rattle. And in the grand scheme of things, that's not a huge deal. My feet probably make more noise than that would as I'm walking. But hey, anything you can do, right? So what I've done is made some pieces out of this Texas Roadhouse take-home tray. And what I've done then, this is hard to do one-handed, and all my props are blowing away in this damn wind. Whoa! That was a gust. So what I've done, I don't know if you can see down there, but I've pressed out some pieces. I just used the end of a large Sharpie, the cap for a large Sharpie to do that. And I've dropped these down into the four orifices. And what that did is it made the AA nice and tight. I have just lost all my shims. How can I have this class if I just lost all my shims? Well, son of a... Well, I apologize for that. That was unprofessional. But everything blew away and I had to go find it. Anyway, back to where we were. You may be able to see that I have cut out some little styrofoam spacers. And I got them there in the bottom. And what that does is it makes the AA nice and tight. Okay, and they don't rattle anymore. But I still have a problem with the Charlie 123s, and I know I'm going to have a problem with the AAAs. And those are the three type of batteries I carry. I will be carrying with me four, this is extra batteries, 4 AAA, or at least 3 AAA, and I think that's for my headlamp, and 2 AA's, and I think that's for the GPS. And then I'll carry a spare Charlie 123, which is for the rangefinder. Okay, so that is what I carry extra with me when I go to the field. In my day pack or in my chest rig, that's going with me. Do I have extra back at base camp, back at the cabin? Yes, but this is going with me because, frankly, sometimes we would go out and say we're going out for 4 hours and not be back for 12. So the last thing you want is to have a hunt messed up because you didn't prepare. So anyway, back to what we're talking about. The spacer at the bottom more than takes care of the problem with the AA's. But for the Charlie 123s, now the neat thing about these cheap little Amazon holders, and I don't know if you can see it in there, but there's some little ribs that stop a Charlie 123 right there. And that's kind of neat, but it still rattles. So what I've come up with there is just some shims, just some styrofoam shims. I'm going to cut out a bunch since I just lost all of them. And all you got to do there is you just ram them in one-handed. Here, let me go ahead and put this in. So that they don't shake as bad. And you can see they're not going to shake as bad. And when you pull them out, if you lose your shim, you lose your shim. No big deal. And so I'll just cut a bunch of these shims out of this piece of styrofoam, and that's how I'll keep them quiet. Like I said, because I know somebody's out there rolling their eyes saying, oh my Lord, buddy, you're going to make way more noise than those things. You're right, and I know that. But you know what? I'm having a good time tweaking every little thing I can so that it is just my big clodhoppers going through the brush, stumbling over a branch, tripping over, you know, the pattern in the ground that makes the noise, and not my gear. Hey, thanks for watching.